contract. So, Gene Fountain would go back to 5 days a week, 7 to 3. That's when the highway department is open, their union has, and Alan is going to tell me his
I am going to
office.
throw a wrench in this.
I hope you do, because if you weren't bringing it up, I was going to.
My secretary is a 20-hour position, not 40. And the cemetery department has to be open Fridays because we do funerals, and funeral homes call us on Fridays. So I would prefer to stay with the 7 to 3, like the highway department. We work closely with the highway. And my secretary and I cover the office, so when she's not in, usually I am, so. Or if there's another way we can do it. I don't have any issues with working other hours, but.
Mr. Chairman, I prefer him to take and end up working that from advisory board, because if we don't do that, then I see the
Well,
need, they can pay him overtime on Friday if he has a funeral. And I don't think we want to go there.
Well, because that's by law, you have to do, those are things that you have to do.
I have to do the funerals for the funeral.
If someone calls me, you have to do that.
That probably does make sense for them to do the same.
And she generally works those,
What she generally works is 8 to 1, Monday through Thursday. And that was done when the town was closed on Friday because we were consistent with everybody closing on Friday. And
prior
they
to
go-
that, before the Friday closing.
Prior to that, she was working 8 to 12, Monday through Friday.
Okay. And so you will go back to 7 to 3, 5 days a week.
Yep.
To cover, I know you have your perpetual care and your burials that you
Right,
have to do.
and when I'm not actually on the clock, I always have my cell phone anyway, so people kind of can't get a hold of me anyway, so I would come in. I meet families on Saturdays, Sundays, and whatever, for selling lots if they need it in an emergency, so we are available.
Okay. The next one would be the building office, building inspector. As I said, the inspector, pre-12 or pre-13, it's 25 hours, and the administrative assistant is 30 hours.
Jeff, can I just say something?
Yes.
Okay, for the past 15 years, I've had another job in the afternoons, and I have proposed that I have my hours, 7 to 2, every day, except Tuesday I come back and work 5 to 7.
So Tuesday night,
I come back and work 5 to 7.
you work 5 to 7.
Yeah. I know.
Any input?
So, and that's closed on Friday?
Yeah. I mean, since it's not a 40-hour department, I mean, I think we've got to try and make a balance. Having the late night, I think, is still important, so.
So. You have problems with that?
No.
Monday through Friday?
Well, no, it's Monday through Thursday.
Right, right.
7 to 2.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry,
Tuesday's 5 to
Thursday.
7.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Oh, it's 21. One minute. We have to get her 30 hours.
Right, that does it, 7 to 2,
That's,
that's 7 hours. 7 times 4 is 28.
so,
And then she gets 2 extra on Thursday, or Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
So that's 30.
Okay.
System assessment. Check, don't trade.
So, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 to, and Tuesday you would come back at 5 to 7. All right. Any objections from that?
Do we make a motion?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll make a motion for the assistant to the building inspector to work Monday through Thursday, 7 to 2, and Tuesday night, 5 to 7.
Second.
Mr. Spring?
The intent of the advisory board, when we ended up giving back the hours, was not they can create issues. If we have to take and end up convoluting hours like we have, that would tell me that we probably, that department probably should continue to work the hours they presently are working. So we're not got hours here or there and trying to keep track of when employees are working and when they're not. That's a job of management that they can end up setting the hours. How are you gonna keep track of it?
We have a schedule,
Right.
set time,
Not make
7 to
anybody
2.
punch a time
Well, I'm
clock, so-
just throwing some stuff out there so that you end up thinking about these things.
And again, right now, we are, and this is for the rest of this fiscal year, we're doing what we said, what we told the people we were doing when we asked for the override, to put people back to their hours before their hours were cut. Now, any adjustments or any, like that can be made in this budget cycle that we have already started discussing. If anything needs to be changed, adjusted, I believe we can do that moving forward. If we keep her or anyone else at their hours post-cut, then we have essentially lied to the taxpayers in asking for the override because we told them part of that money was to restore hours. And I feel if we don't do that, then we lied to them. And even if it's just one person, I don't think we should be doing that. We said we were going to do something, and we should follow through on it. Now, looking ahead, looking at the number of building permits, looking at the business that's conducted at the building inspector's office, if it has gone down, then perhaps the hours, along with other departments, can be adjusted or looked at. But we asked for the money, and we said it was for this purpose. And again, this is a set schedule. I believe we should follow through on it. And again, if it's justified to cut back hours because of overflow because of, lack of building and everything, perhaps we can. Just on off topic, I recall an article several years ago, it was written by Larry Brandt in the Gardner News about the amount of buildable land in Templeton was finite. And the number of buildable lots were limited, which new construction is limited. And he made the point almost to cut back his requirements because of those issues. So moving forward, that's perhaps something we can look at. But as I said, we asked to override, we told the taxpayers this was for this, and we should follow through as much as we can on it, because otherwise we were dishonest to them. So, nothing further. Luann?
Just to make sure we're all on the same page. Now, our hours, full-time or part-time hours, these are all open hours to the public. Our
Yes.
doors are open 7 to 4 or 7 to 2 or whatever. These
Yes.
are open hours for us.
Public.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanna make sure.
Yes,
I just want to make sure that it's still all right that the senior center is open 5 days a week. The fact that I've got two, myself and another employee that's 40 hours, we can honor the late night Tuesday and still be open on Friday. I know it's possible, we can do it, I just want to make sure. The other thing is at the moment we open at 8, do you want us to adjust that to 7?
Which do you think would be a better service to the
seniors.
residents that, use your facility? Would it be better for them to have you there at 7 or to have you there at 5?
It's difficult because we serve not only seniors who are retired fully, seniors who are only partially retired, but we also serve children of seniors who are still in the workforce. So we definitely have run the gamut. Right now, we work with 8. I think we've been doing 8 to 4. I've been there later than 8 to 4, but it's been 8 to 4. I definitely think we need to be open the late on Tuesday. When we're in the new building, I'll open late a second day because there's 2 of us who work 40. But we need to keep the 5 days a week going.
Were you affected by the money cut?
My position was not, but my other full-time position person was.
Because half of her salary comes from Mark.
Yes,
So
yeah.
a small portion comes from. So, seeing no other. Julie?
Yes.
I don't think
Doug?
so.
Yes.
And yes. Now,
Senior sleeping.
the building inspector's hours it was cut in 12 for fiscal 13, was 25 hours per week. An option to get to 25 and to have a late night on a 4-day week would be the building inspector be there at 7 to 12 Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And a 10-hour day on a Tuesday. Which would be hours adjusted. Someone is there at 7 to 2 and gonna come back at 5 to 7. So we'd have to do, come up with 10 hours on Tuesday, the late day. 7 to 5, 8 to 6, 9 to 7. Or
Excuse
cut,
me.
or cut hours
That's-
the other 3 days and make it longer, to be kind of consistent.
Or-
Even though he's not full-time, but, to have him there on that late day.
You know, we want the department to be open at 7. The other possibility is you do a split on the long day. So you know, 7 to like 11, and then again from like 2 to 7. You know,
Yeah, we just have to
split
get,
shifts. Or
yeah, we just have to get 10 hours in there if we somehow.
5 in the morning and 5 at night.
So you could do 7 to 12 and then do
2
2 to 7.
Then that covers the long day, that's somebody there, the whole 7 to 7, as Donna's going from
Right.
2 to 5.
It's not unusual, after looking at all the other communities, to have the building inspector open that same evening that his administrative secretary is there. Seeing that on a lot of those communities that you have information, those are the other possibilities of working, you know, so he's available to the public at one night a week for review of building permits.
Seven to 5, 9 to 7. Split shift. Split's kind of a,
Yeah, it's hard.
it's like getting told to go home at 4 o'clock and then they call you at 6 and say, Doug, can you go back to work? You know?
So, yeah, so either, I mean, I would do either the split or do, you know, the full 10 hours, but ending at 7, so that we got the
So it would be like 9 to 7 on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I would do 9 to 7 on Tuesday. And then both gaps it covers.
Yeah. Because, yeah, she'll be there 7 to 2, and you'll be there 9 to 7. So the building inspector, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 7 to noon, and on Tuesday, 9 to 7, and that makes 25 hours. Is that?
The only thing I can add is that when you finish going through all of these, that you communicate these to each of the departments, because you don't see all the department heads here, number one. And that's a consistent message to all departments, whether they're here or not. This is in writing, this is your hours, period. That sets their hours so that there's no communications issue as I heard this or I heard that.
So,
I will make a motion for the building inspector to work 25 hours a week as follows: on Monday, 7 to 12 noon, Tuesday, 9 to 7, Wednesday, 7 to 12 noon, and Thursday, 7 to 12 noon.
Second.
all right, motion made and seconded. Any? You all set, Bethany?
Yes.
I just like,
He's picking
I'm sorry,
on you.
Bethany, I just like,
Well, then I'll take it for you.
no, she said we were gonna get this done and.
We are, we're
I
getting it
wanna
done, you're
make
doing a
sure-
great job.
It's probably a stretch, but, okay, Julie,
Yes.
Doug,
Yes.
and yes. All right, so, who, did I forget? We have Selectman's Office, town account is 20 hours. The assessor, the treasurer, the collector, the town clerk. Carl and planning board.
He's currently 7 to
To 1?
1?
1:30.
1 or 1:30.
1:30.
Good to say, let's do it.
And that's a,
4 days. It's 22 hours a week, so yeah. 7 to 1:30, 4 days.
7:30 to 1:30.
They don't work for me.
How many hours?
Don't ask
You
me.
have to get 22 hours. That's 13.
What are you trying to get up to? 25?
Don't know.
Okay.
It'll be 7:30 to 1:30, 4 days a week, that's
It's more than
28.
20. Yeah.
Twenty-four hours.
It's only here for 4 days.
7:30 to 1:30, 4 days a week.
Oh, 7:30.
7:30 to 1:30, so that's 24 hours. And we want them open late on Tuesdays as well, right? I mean, that's the planning board has their meetings on Tuesdays.
Yeah. It's one day a week.
I don't think we increased the budget.
He wasn't cut.
He wasn't cut, so it's
Yeah.
stayed. Right. So there's no increase, so we don't have to touch it now, let's just leave it.
Unless you want to start at 7 rather than 7:30, for consistency. Or if you want to do a Tuesday night for consistency. We do have planning board meetings twice a month. He's here 2 Tuesday evenings a month. We could do the other 2 Tuesday evenings, but
But, right.
Yeah,
So-
but we don't have to.
you don't have to increase it.
And I believe is that, Jackie Prime, we didn't,
No, what do we give her? Salary?
I think.
I think we did. I think that was a salary cut. Oh, I know. And she's only open so many days a week.
She's pretty,
I think it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yes. To meet the minimum requirement.
yeah, she's gotta do some strange hours or something
Yeah,
for.
she'll have to.
Because she's gotta make that library.
She has different rules that she has to follow,
She has
kind of
to-
like Bethany had different rules to follow because of the mark funding.
Yeah, because she has to do that certification stuff. So, if we missed anybody or if we do, we will hear about it.
Right. I think what we have now, we should leave what we have for now. And then discuss when to implement
Good questions.
or come back to planning.
When to start this. Next week, too soon?
The 18th? When does the pay period end?
Every
Sunday at-
Every
It
Sunday?
started any Monday morning
Okay,
with appropriate notice.
right.
So,
I bet the employees would not mind short notice on this. Do I have any complaints about short
Like,
notice?
the 18th, does that sound bad? No. Okay,
is
All
the
right.
18th okay over there?
all right.
1, 2, 3. 3,
Okay,
4.
so today's Tuesday, so we need to get this out tomorrow
Tomorrow.
morning.
Okay, staff of the Board of Selectmen's
I'd
office.
just like to remind
Make
you,
sure.
Thursday, you have a
You
Thursday
do
holiday
now.
coming up.
Uh,
You might want to wait till December 1st. Although, right after Thanksgiving, to implement.
He raises a very good point, because it's a mess, Thanksgiving week is a mess, with 2 holidays in it.
It's a half day on Friday. Or the day after.
There's no way to make that time up.
There's
When
only
is,
16 hour, there's six,
what is that?
2 8-hour holidays that week.
Oh, that's Thanksgiving next week?
Huh?
No.
No, Thanksgiving is on the
Hey,
28th,
that's what I thought.
and then the day after Thanksgiving.
We just get an extra day for that. It's a folder.
Can't we make up the other 24 hours, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Right, so it's only 4 hours.
Well, because you'll get 8 Thursday, you'll get 8 Friday, and you work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you work your long day Tuesday, and maybe shorten your Wednesday to make up for the long day
Day
Tuesday.
before Thanksgiving. I don't see anything. Who's cooking Thanksgiving?
I am. So long day Tuesday, short day Wednesday.
You really want to work a long day on Wednesday? I don't know how you're
No,
gonna get
no, I
that
wanna
in
work
the
my
3
long day on
days that
Tuesday.
are left. Well,
Okay.
once again, you do raise a very good point, but.
I was supposed to ask about this, Kate brought it up. When they originally reduced the hours, they switched the day after Thanksgiving because they weren't open on Fridays
Right.
to that floating holiday.
Right.
So she asked me if I could bring that up, that what are we doing with that? Because if we're not gonna be open on Fridays, are we still gonna have that floating holiday? And can we use that Thanksgiving week if we choose to make up those 8 hours? Or use it as a floating holiday somewhere else?
It's 6 of one,
If we're
half a
not
dozen
gonna
of the
have it,
other.
then basically you're gonna cut a holiday off from 13 to 12. Right. So, she asked me to bring that up.
So we'd have, we'd have 2 hours to make up Thursday.
You have 3 days to do it at once, but most people don't want us to do it.
Monday.
Could do it on
Monday.
Tuesday, 6 to 5.
And just work that extra 2 hours.
Tuesday night before Thanksgiving, and that's it, late Tuesday night.
Make them come in Friday.
It's Black Friday, no way.
I'll be, yeah, just clock in on, them 2 hours that you won't get paid on for Thanksgiving, you just clock in on Friday. That'd be real popular, huh?
Log in around 3.
I'm only kidding, Diana.
I'll make a motion that we implement this on the 18th, fully well aware that we are creating a mess.
It's only for
It's only,
a couple hours. You
yeah.
Just make up the extra hours.
Or say you don't make up the extra hours, you just can be put in for working 38 hours that week, if we choose so to do that.
Listen here,
We can choose to
Phillipston.
pay you less.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Listen here, Phillipston.
Look at them saving the time. I mean, if we can't get paid, that'd be the option. I mean, if you
Yeah.
wanna work it, but if not, we'll just take 8 hours and only clock in for 38 that week.
I'd like to clarify that point in general. That's always true, and you can always work a short week. You can always get paid less than 40 hours in a week, subject to management discretion. Whoever your supervisor is, as long as they approve it and we know.
So Luann, do you approve that for yourself?
Well, I mean, I'm saying like
The
some
Board of
days I haven't
Assessors.
been going up to my
Right.
full 40 and I only put in what I work
Yeah.
and that's fine, right?
Absolutely
Because my
fine.
board's fine,
It
get the
happens
work
in
done.
our office. Sometimes they're under, sometimes they're over.
Okay,
All right, so,
no,
You have to manage within your line appropriation for the year.
Motion made and seconded.
Where?
I just wanted to.
Guy in a
bring up-
white shirt.
Well, in the communication that was suggested to go out to the department heads and everyone that work for the town, you may want to mention that even though you're working a long day, if you take that day off, for whatever the reason, it's only an 8 hours comp.
Holiday,
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 vacation
sick.
sick, vacation
Yeah.
sick.
Right, so yes,
It's only
that's-
8 hours, not 10.
Yeah. That's a good point, yeah, because if they take a vacation day on
That's
Tuesday,
why you're smoking as fast as
Yes.
you
They've got to work late some other day.
right,
That-
shorted 4 hours.
We're adults, we know how to do that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, but it's, you know, that was something would be 8-hour days, 5 days a week.
Well, I'm an adult, I know how to do that.
Trying to-
You can find your way from, see,
But it is
you
a
can
point.
find your way from.
And we can straighten that up
I get
as
it.
we go. Just get this implemented and clean up the details later. Right, Assessor? Right? Okay. All right, we have a motion made and seconded on the floor. No further discussion. Julie?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
And yes.
Woo!
Calm down now, calm
We
down.
had a flag, we could wave it.
Almost. All right. Thank you for being patient. It's not as easy as straightforward.
Okay.
The cutting wasn't even.
So is that clear as mud, as
Okay?
we used to say in the divers field? Mostly happy? Because you know I just aim to please.
Oh, yes, I know you did. Thank you. Don't piss them off.
We would have been home for now, you know, if it wasn't that council on the aging director cracking the whip.
Do you have a DVR?
Get all these signatures on.
Okay, very quickly. We got a letter from the town of Royalston, from their emergency management to the town of Templeton, to the Board of Selectmen. It was addressed to the chairman. But basically, they are thanking Rich Curtis and some members of the CERT team that went over there and helped out with an event. They also brought our traffic, that board, light board over there, the message board. They have an event, and they needed some help. And Rich and some people from the CERT team went over there and assisted them. And they sent a letter of appreciation to the board, and we're acknowledging that, once again, Rich stepped up and helped out. This time, it was another town. And it's always good to see when towns help each other out, because the shoe can always be on the other foot, so to speak. So, just thought it was important to put that out there and recognize the town department and someone from Templeton that helped out. And as I said, this town took the time to send us a letter to ensure that we knew
They collected a little money there too,
what they did.
tell you that. They had a booth set up and they packed the cars, a couple $100 for it.
And the event was, the Army Corps of Engineers hosts a triathlon. Another thing is from the sewer commissioners, sent the Board of Selectmen a letter to asking us to make an announcement that on December 2nd, 2013, the sewer commissioners will have their regular scheduled meeting at the treatment plant at 4:30 p.m. And they will discuss scheduling a rate meeting. The sewer commissioners are encouraging all residents to attend and share ideas and ask questions. The other thing is a tax rate hearing. It says on November 28th at 7 PM.
That's correct.
I don't think many people will be there. It does not say where.
Oh, it's the well, it's the 25th. It's supposed to be Monday, your next board meeting, is that the 25th? rather
Okay,
than the
I was gonna
28th?
say, it says the
Yeah,
20,
that's-
it says the 28th, so
Type that one up.
I would say, that's what I was,
Which is right here at a regularly scheduled meeting.
so that will be on
the
Monday,
25th.
25 November at 7 PM. And the meeting, the Board of Selectmen meeting will start at 6:30 PM.
Correct. It's like a poll hearing, but this time we'll have a tax rate hearing instead of a poll.
And that is all that is on the agenda. Last thing is selectmen's comments. Any, the member of the board has anything they would like to say, comment on, a good thing, a bad thing, something they've interacted with taxpayers or anything like that. Julie?
Have a couple things. I think we should send a letter to the Spencer Board of Selectmen. They're going through the process with their school budget, having the Department of Education come in and review it, and they would like it done. And I think we should contact the Spencer Board of Selectmen as a Board of Selectmen to find out what that process entails and how it's going.
And I believe from what I read, they're hoping to have that by Monday. They're supposed to have it by the 18th, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Just the couple things I got, I'm glad we were able to get through the new town office hours and getting the folks their hours back tonight. We needed to get that pushed through, so I'm really happy about that. And I'd just also like to mention that over at the new senior center on Saturday, we're doing some cleanup work. The carpenters are doing some stuff. We've got a lot of stuff to haul to the dumpster, so if anybody's willing and able and wants to donate a little bit of time, we'll be over there from 8 to 2.
All right. This morning I was out and about, and I stopped at the Templeton Food Pantry. Popped in, see how things were going, see what kind of donations and things they were getting, considering that Thanksgiving is around the corner. And I talked with Dot, working there, and she showed me a table that, probably from this microphone there, had various canned goods, dry goods, and stuff. And she told me that that was brought in and had been gathered, raised by a 6-year-old boy from Fitchburg, whose name is Nathaniel Carlton. And I said, wow, from Fitchburg. And she told me that his grandparents are Sue and Rick Parvianen, Templeton residents. And I looked at her, and my first thought was, and I know Halloween was just 2 weeks away and we haven't even had Thanksgiving, but you go in the store and you see Christmas stuff, and I said, wow, a 6-year-old could be asking you know, what's for Christmas and this and that, and all the things he could be doing, a 6-year-old. And he did something like this. So I asked for his name, and I just wanted to comment on that, something to think about. A 6-year-old boy going out, thinking about others. Like I said, Christmas is like right around the corner. I know when I was 6, I wasn't thinking about anything like that, not near Christmas. I think I'd be thinking about Thanksgiving, but I just thought that was pretty neat. And I wanted to let everyone know that a little kid out there setting a hell of an example. If us adults could learn something about that, it's a good thing. Bethany?
I just wanted to publicly mention that Jeff is being modest. He was at the food pantry and out and about, as he says it, not just to visit, but it was because he was making a sizable contribution to the food pantry. He went shopping and got a whole bunch of stuff that we needed for our Thanksgiving basket. So Jeff, thank you very much for that.
Write her up. Well, thank you. Yes, I did do that, but that wasn't the important thing. The important thing was the 6-year-old boy was doing something pretty extraordinary these days, and I thought he deserved recognition. So if you run into Rick or Sue, tell them thank you, and their grandson's a hell of a kid. Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, I ran across some information the other day that kind of had me worried because it's one of my least favorite state boards and or commissions, whatever. It's the Department of Conservation and Recreation. And once again, they are planning on cutting down the Hadley Aiken lot over in Templeton. And I'm just curious if they notified the town, anybody in town, if they notified anybody whatsoever, because as you all know, that's abutting the racetrack over there, and it is acting as a sound barrier. And what the Department of Conservation and Recreation likes to do is come in and clear cut the red pine. So we have an issue here, and I don't know where it's at, but they did have a meeting on October 16th over in Airfell at 6 o'clock. I just found out about it, so obviously I wasn't there, but I would like to know what they decided to do. Because I think clear cutting the red pine forest over there is going to create some noise issues up in Narragansett where they already have an issue, and there's going to be a lot of unhappy people if they do that. Now, I understand that the red pine forest is a barren, and it's not a diverse ecology. But to cut it all at once is going to cause problems in this town, and somebody ought to notify them of that. That, you know, take out half maybe, let the growth come back a little in the first half, and then take out the second half. But don't do it all at once and create a big problem in this town, especially without notifying anybody. So if the board could look into that, let me know what's going on, because I couldn't find any information on it on the web. And you know, that's one of the other things they like to do is tell you when there's a meeting a little late, and then not tell you what went on in the meeting. So
Stumps.
we'll all be seeing stumps over there if nobody looks into it.
To my knowledge, they did not notify us.
Heard nothing.
Why doesn't that surprise
I
me?
don't,
It's been in the paper.
but I don't think,
Papers, sure, it's been in the papers. They're gonna fence it all. They're not gonna clear cut. Their management says hardwood and softwood they want to grow in together. They're gonna put a fence all around it for some reason. And the only reason you can see in the next 5, 6 years, when Westminster dump closes, they'll make a road off Route 2 to go by the racetrack, down back at Graves's, and the goddamn big hole they got there, that they don't even, people don't even watch what's going on. And that's where your new dump will be for the central area. Go face it.
I don't know about something.
Face it.
Mr. Spring,
Be right back to your
Two
school.
quick points of just information.
Never get
This
on
is
the
information
check.
I haven't even been able to give the town clerk since I met and went over to the Conservation Preservation Committee. The information I had gotten from the town clerk was about her getting the information as far as estimates to take and end up doing her record, digital record through CPC. They are looking forward to getting that. Along with that, hopefully they said this, that they would like to see a letter from this board supporting that CPC. They're going to get it from the advisory board because that was one of our recommendations. And they're looking forward that they can end up helping you when you come in with that to do the application. They will help you do that. The other point is they asked me a question and I didn't have an answer. And the answer, why I didn't have an answer is because you now have a committee that's looking at all the town buildings, and they asked me if CPC money was going to end up being looked for East Templeton, and I went, I don't know. So I bring that as information to you as members of the select board, and also a couple of you are members of the building committee. So I'm not sure what you want to end up doing. Last year I filed that, but since you have a committee that's already looking for that, I didn't have an answer.
Okay. I'll get in touch with John.
I had one more. It's something that the Board of Selectmen needs to do. We have not done a performance review of the treasurer, and we need to schedule that.
Perhaps at our next regular meeting or next week.
25th is our next regular meeting.
Right. And the 18th.
I could do the 18th.
That's today.
We have to give enough notice to.
Yeah.
48 hours and posted executive session.
This place available? What, can you check on that right after? Yeah, please. We do the 19th? Can you make the 19th?
Giving you the notice time.
Hey, you just got what you want, so you gotta give a little bit here, all right?
Wednesday and Thursday.
Tuesday the 19th.
Friday,
The fundraising committee. And then Wednesday, 20th is the fundraising.
Friday at 7?
Thursday is the building.
6:30 or 6 or?
So Monday is like,
I mean,
well, yes.
Conservation's in here,
And
so
yours
now
is 2 out of 3.
Tuesday's open.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Wednesday the 18th, not Wednesday.
It's as bad as me.
Advisory's in here.
Wednesday, the 20th is the Friends 120 reception.
Oh, that's on the 20th.
And Thursday,
Tuesday and Thursday are open.
Thursday's building committee meeting, right? Yep. And Friday, and Tuesday the 19th is when the fundraising person's coming.
Do it the 25th?
Right, so it's looking like Friday night.
Friday night,
Afternoon.
Friday night, or
Friday.
Monday.
On Monday.
Friday or Monday, 1 or 2.
Can use the fire station if you need another hall.
25th.
Monday the 25th.
Okay.
We can do it before, after. Your regular board meeting's at 6:30.
I'll do it at 6. Can we do it in a half hour?
Well done, that's on 2, or just had 4, 5 years. All the wells on the zone.
I can do it.
You can do it all located.
Do you want to do it at 5:30?
5:30, yeah, just in case.
That way we'll have time.
Yeah.
And then the regular meeting at 6:30. And then the break, whatever regular meeting is. 5:30. That's executive session. I'll get a letter of that tomorrow. But we have some on there. Yeah, letter drafted that meeting. You also. No, it's a meeting schedule. It's a meeting schedule.
Okay. Is that
All I have.
is that it? Is that it?
That's it.
That's
We're
it?
done.
That's all? That's all, folks?
We're done.
All right. A motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Made, seconded. Julie?
Yes.
Doug? Yes. Motion, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
You want to let Spencer,
Thank
I'm
you.
going to ask you once again to find the time to.